So, today's the 23rd. I have not been very consistent about uploading or recording because I've been feeling not good. I did something to myself. I don't know. I ate something or something, and my stomach just, was not happy. I have been very distracted by that. I mean, I was pretty unwell. I was pretty bedridden unwell. I tried to get up a few times and would be wobbly and stumbly and hitting the walls. And part of that was probably dehydration and, a lack of nutrients when my body's used to it. But part of it was also, honestly, I kept passing out and sleeping, or else I would lay there just trying to keep heat on my stomach because it's just. I woke up at I went to bed at 1:30 a.m. and then I woke up at 2:30 a.m. in the morning, and I just was like, oh my gosh. I took a 2-hour shower. I was trying everything I could think of. I didn't fall asleep until 9 a.m. and I slept till 11, and then I was up almost the whole day again until I finally started sleeping, and then I slept through the second half of the day almost entirely. I did finally hold something down at the very end of the day yesterday. Um, it was just, I don't know. I don't know if I ate something that was bad. I don't know. Um, just the worst part about it is whatever was happening with my stomach made my period restart, and that's been very unpleasant. I don't know if it was like, you know, all in my head that it wasn't going to come back anyway. I mean, I didn't really think it wasn't going to come back. It was more an excitement that it went away at all, but I have a history of having odd periods. That's why they thought I could have PCOS, or that congenital adrenal hyperplasia thing, because I have a history of weirdness around that and stuff, among other things, like the beard and the hormone imbalance with the high levels of testosterone and stuff. They've wondered before if I could have, stuff like that. But I never finished testing, so. Um, but it sucks. And before, when it first came and then went again, it wasn't a big deal. For some reason, it didn't affect me. But it coming back definitely affected me. I was not emotionally very great either. So it's been pretty miserable. My spouse has been having a lot of seizures, so she's been pretty sick too. So we've just sort of taken turns, whoever's feeling the least terrible, with getting each other stuff, or basically turn on TV. Oh, now we're falling asleep again. It's been a. And Leah's not here to help, so Leah's been frustrated because she felt pretty good, but the worse we felt and the longer it went and everything, she couldn't hold on to that good feeling, so then she was disappointed. But she's also, got a bunch of projects still to work on, so she's had stuff on her plate still. We thought for sure there'd be some sort of announcement about pre-patch for Shadowlands, and everyone's thinking now it's not going to be in September at all. It's going to be in October, so congrats to anyone still working on stuff, like their Brutosaur and their Mythic Pluses and 15s and all that. Um, so everyone's thinking it's going to be a really short patch, like 3 weeks or less of patch. Um, or else that Shadowlands might be delayed a couple of weeks, but I don't know. It's probably just going to be a really short patch. Um, we're doing another carry night on Friday, but it's still going to be the last carry night, I think. Even though the patch isn't coming for longer. I mean, we've been carrying guildies to the mount for free for like half a year at this point. It at least, like, all the raiders need a break. I was gonna give them a little thank you present, but it's nothing big or fancy or amazing. But I thought it would be nice to do. Um, I feel like the biggest thing I've been doing in World of Warcraft is actually farming Legion artifact weapon appearances, especially for my druid. Um, because I actually got 3 out of 4 of the druid mage tower skins, so I did a bunch of that. In Elder Scrolls Online today, a big event starts for Western Skyrim, double loot, and then freaking excited about the antiquarian thing because we all get a house if we do good on it, so that's exciting. Um, and in Guild Wars 2, I've been saving stuff and I'm thinking about making a Leaf of Kudzu. We finally went and did the collections for those weapons that players made and the moon phase ones. I love that great sword so freaking much. Honestly, it's like probably my favorite great sword in the game that I am aware of. Like, I like it better than the legendaries. It sucks. Plans changed and everything, and it was supposed to be this week. It was supposed to be today that I was driving out to see our girlfriend, and she was gonna get her teeth pulled on Friday, and we were gonna take care of her all weekend and come back next week. And instead, we're going to see her on the 29th because her teeth are getting pulled on the 30th, and we're getting back right probably the day before my birthday, and then the day of my birthday, we're not going to be home at all. We're going to be gone all day for appointments and stuff. One of the appointments being my own appointment, so that's exciting, but still. My birthday is kind of like, eh. And if pre-patch does come out on, say, the 6th, well, then I just didn't have a birthday. Basically, because everyone will be focused on the patch. I'm trying not to feel down about it. I haven't gotten depressed still, which is important, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily happy. I checked and I still am plateaued on my weight for some reason, even though I've been exercising like harder and better. I'm still plateaued, which is frustrating because I've been feeling really good about, the exercise that I was getting, and like nothing, just nothing, and that sucks. I feel like the whatever depth was going on with my voice has mellowed out a little bit and that I'm less deep, and maybe that's in my head, but I feel like the voice drop has somehow not really maintained itself, which leads me to believe that everything's just placebo, which is what I was pretty much thinking it was before, but also it's still weird that it ever happened. I don't know. I shouldn't try to think hypotheticals when what it really is I should get tested. but I can't do the recommended test. So then I'm left having to guess. And guessing isn't helpful, but also I can't do the test. I don't know. Stressing about it and being so sick and stuff has made me a little less filled with fortitude or whatever. And maybe my period will, I don't know. I'm not a happy camper, but I'm weirdly not in a deep, dark depression, so that's something. I don't know, I'm just sort of breaking down. But, being sick has also meant we haven't been able to world versus world and stuff, which they were trying to do some sort of a block out in the hopes that the server would open up and people could come to the server because I'm on a full server and I can't play with any of my siblings and stuff. But they haven't been playing anyway. So I kind of feel like people do this to me a lot. They are like, "Oh yeah, let's play together," and then they don't show up, and they don't actually mean it when they say that. They're just, I don't know why they say it in the first place. I have a really long history of people not really giving too much of a shit about me. Um, I'm not someone they dislike. I don't really have enemies that I'm aware of at all. As far as I know, pretty much everyone doesn't hate me. They just also don't give a shit. I'm not like pivotal to anyone's life, except that I take care of my spouse, and I'm being a caretaker automatically makes you pivotal to someone's life, but I mean, my spouse sometimes is pretty high functioning, and the more high functioning she is, the less she needs me. And then the less we spend time together or anything. She'll go off hang with her friends. She wants to get a job someday. Sometimes sometimes I think that it's been a delusion. Anyway, I've definitely been in a lot of pain, like physically, so it's not fun. It's never fun to be physically in pain. And I mean, I'm always in a little bit of pain, like 24/7, but not like can't move pain. So that's where life's at right now is I'm doing better today. So that's something, but at the same time, I'm still so tired. I feel very run down and I'm definitely still in some pain. But at least I'm functional enough to record, and that's something. and I'm having, you know, I don't know, downer thoughts, blue thoughts, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not in like a deep, dark depression about it. I'm just sort of like my usual sadness or whatever. Um, I'm not feeling excited about my birthday, but I'm also not like destroyed. My voice has not gone back to normal, but it doesn't seem to be dropping still at all. Um, my eyes are still less watery than they were, and I mean, I would say my mouth still tastes different. Things like that are all still true. Um, it's just nothing else is happening, so it's got to be placebo. I mean, it has to be, or a hysterical transition or something. Like there has to be something. I don't actually think I'm transitioning, so I'm not really having a hysterical transition. But at the same time, it's something akin to that. I don't know actual medical scientific terms for whatever's going on, but something. Like I don't have any reason to believe that changes will keep happening or occurring or something. So like no indicators of that. But my voice has remained a little lower. I don't know. It I don't think it's I don't think it's low enough that anyone would be like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely a boy's voice instead of a girl's voice." So, it's like in this weird middle ground thing still. I don't know. I don't know. I would have to go back and look at the videos and see if it's even. I feel like it's not as deep, but people tell me it's still deep, so I don't know if I've just gotten used to it or if like I'm hearing things correctly or not correctly. I don't know. Can't believe how tired I still am because I actually slept last night. I mean, I woke up a couple times, but usually I wake up a lot, so I don't know. I know tonight we're gonna try to get people the Jane amount. I don't know how many more runs of that we're gonna be doing. We'll probably keep doing the Jane amount longer than the Nizoth mount. Well, I mean, most of the guildies have the Nizoth mount at this point, so. But we got two more people at Monday, and two more people at Sunday or whatever. And we're gonna get two more people at Friday, and then we're probably done with the Nizoth mount. And that will be good because I've kind of dropped Mount Hunters on Thursdays too until the pre-patch finishes and Shadowlands starts up, so people can go get caught up on personal things and not feel pressured, and so that I am not pressured. I mean, the next couple of weeks are gonna be like hell week for me or whatever. So, the one good thing about me getting sick now is at least it wasn't during hell week when I'm taking care of all three of us at the same time. My girlfriend having her teeth ripped out, her wisdom teeth, and then taking care of my spouse and her appointments and stuff, while also taking care of my appointments and stuff. Um, is going to be super, super not fun, but necessary. And I don't know about the rest of it. I don't know. I was kind of hoping I would have lost more. like girl shape and gain more boy shape by now, so that, maybe as a birthday present I could go shopping for some clothes or something, but that's just not a thing. I've saved up a little bit of money to get a little bit of clothes, but oh well, I can't, like, do donating until next year anyway, so I'm trying to ignore the news because it just makes me so frustrated. And quite frankly, I just want out of this country so bad. And I know I'm not eligible to leave, but I just hate being here. I just, I don't want to be part of a country where almost, I mean, 30% of the people in this country believe in making human rights political, believe in destroying other people if it means they win, believe in continuing to fight having universal health care, fight environmental helping anything, fight like things that would protect other human beings, fight making college free, fight like 30% of the country believes Trump's doing a great job because he's against so much shit that they're against. I mean, he's trying to force in a freaking Supreme Court justice nominee when everybody agreed during Obama's last year that we probably shouldn't try to get Supreme Court justices in an election year anymore. And it's been done in the past, but they're like, you know what? We shouldn't keep doing this. And Obama was gracious enough to allow that. And now it's 40 days or whatever till the election, and he's going to try to shove someone in. And some Republican, like, Senate members are like, we said we wouldn't do this. And then a bunch of them, even ones who said, oh, we wouldn't do this before, have flip-flopped and are like, oh yeah, we're going to push one through. We have a moral, mandate to go back on our word, lie, be a hypocrite, and insist on a justice. And it's like, if you're confident in Trump and that he's going to win the election, why would it hurt anything for you to wait? You're obviously not confident in Trump. And you're going to punish everyone across the board. And you're going to vote in a justice who had the exact opposite beliefs of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, except does agree with Ruth Bader Ginsburg on some of the racism. Because as incredible a woman as Ruth Bader Ginsburg was, she was a little racist toward Native Americans, for sure. But overall, she would never agree with anything that a Trump nominee would agree with, while at the same time, the Trump nominee will also be racist, and probably more vehemently so. I don't understand why racism is even a thing here. I was looking at Icelandic customs, and they don't use titles there. Everyone's the same. Even children aren't expected to use titles. So you don't have to say Mr. or Doctor or Sir or, all of these titles that we give to people. It's just, oh, hey, my name's this. And that goes for everyone. Like, there's like this fake tradition of religious respect for authority. Unless the authority doesn't agree with you, then you have every right to buck that authority. And like this really big emphasis put on authority structures in this country. And I don't understand that, because we're all humans. None of us are actually any better or more powerful than any of the rest of us. Some of us have different talents in different places, and that's a good thing, but it's not like that talent means that you're better or superior. And we're real big in this country on who's superior. I had a dream that I did manage to learn French, even though it's definitely going to be a struggle for me. We watched a alphabet video thing for it, and just blows my mind. Like, R was and I was E or something like that, and Y was like Yeket or something, and I'm just like, how am I gonna somehow I gotta visualize this. That's the really big thing. I'm a very visual learner, and the language feels very audio verbal, and I'm just not grasping it. But we've hardly done anything on it, so I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. But also, someday, if I actually did learn French, I dreamt I was 41 in my dream, and I dreamt I lived in France. France was never my first choice of European countries to live in, ever in my entire life. But I didn't live in Paris. I lived along the ocean, and it wasn't too bad. It was pretty okay. So, whatever. French would help anyone with trying to get into France or like Canada or things like that. But I've always preferred like Norway and Finland and, Sweden and Iceland, and I would say Ireland, except it's so Catholic. And I do not agree with Catholicism. I don't think babies should be circumcised. I don't think children should be baptized. I think that should all be a choice, a matter of consent, that children should not have things done to them without their consent. I'm kind of not for that. And then, obviously, there's a lot of pedophilia in the Catholic Church, and people don't like to talk about it, but there really, really is. And then, even besides that, they're very staunchly not super LGBT plus friendly, like pretty big on being anti-birth control and stuff like that. Just don't really agree with it. So that makes it hard for Ireland, despite the fact that I actually really like Ireland as a country. But Ireland has some backwards thinking. I would never want to go to some European countries, like for instance Poland. Poland, their LGBT systems there are garbage. They're worse than in the United States. They're very racist in Poland as well, overall, as far as I can tell. So I'm very democratic socialist. The more democratic socialist a country is, the more interested in it I am. So a bunch of countries in the European Union are not democratic socialist minded, even though they have significantly more socialism programs than my country that I'm in right now that I wish I wasn't. I mean, even Canada is more democratic socialist, in my opinion, than Poland or Ireland. I've always had a deep love for the countryside in Scotland, England, Wales, the United Kingdom. But, I mean, their government right now is just a complete shit show. And them leaving the European Union and being, I mean, they're getting pretty racist themselves, as far as I can tell. So, not really interested in living in the UK, even though that was my dream when I was a kid and a teenager. Even in my early 20s, not my dream right now. If I could move to like my ideal top choice countries, it would be either Finland or Norway. But I don't know either of those languages even remotely, so, or Icelandic for that matter. Um, we thought about learning Spanish or Portuguese, but the girls decided on French, so that's what we're going with. I didn't really, I don't really have a say in those kinds of things. I just go along with whatever makes everyone happy. I can live, although French is definitely going to be hard for me. I can live. I don't get as emotionally distressed by not getting my way or whatever. So I just don't have a way. And then maybe that's a little unhealthy. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but whatever. What's done is done. It's not the biggest deal in the world. There's lots of other countries that use French too, but in my dream it took me till I was 40 to get transitioned. I realized that that's not unrealistic. But if over the next, you know, say 9 months, I can get a lot done toward transitioning, that would be awesome. Um, Definitely gonna be on testosterone and working on my name change and my gender marker. I would like also to get top surgery out of the way and done with. And then all I would need was bottom surgery. And bottom surgery takes a long time and is difficult. Um, it takes forever. You need the electrolysis, so you don't have hair all over everything. I've seen so many trans guys complain about that. That's like the number one complaint that I see from trans guys. It's not actually the scarring or the, complications long term. The complications are, oh, in the moment. But several years later, after it's all said and done, the number one complaint is, God, I have to shave everything because all the hair. And I don't want to be in that position. So electrolysis for minimum 6 to 8 months. And then freaking dealing with the wait times to even get the surgery. And then you get the surgery and it's either, like the minimum amount of surgeries I've seen for bottom surgery is 2. And I don't know if I could get one of the surgeons who was good enough to do it in 2 surgeries. I mean, I'm poor. I don't live in California. um, let's be honest. I don't know where I'm going to live in a year from now. So that it really complicates things with bottom surgery, like significantly. Um, and so then say I get in and I have my surgery, even if I had a 2 surgery thing, if there's any complications or revisions or adjustments or anything, that automatically means more surgery. So it's like a lot. It takes a long time because all of those have recovery times, and all of those next surgery up have wait times. You don't just get to say, okay, here's the surgery, you'll be recovered enough that you can have your next surgery in 4 months, and then your next surgery after that in 6 months. No, it's like, okay, here, you're gonna have this surgery, we'll check on you in 6 months, and you'll probably get the surgery a year later. And then, okay, now you've had that surgery. Okay, now your wait time for even a consultation is going to be another 5 months. Okay, now your surgery won't be for another year. Like, unfortunately, trans systems in the majority of countries, as far as I can tell, are just shitty. And part of that is it's old. Like, having it be shitty is the tradition. Like, that's the old mentality. New science, new studies, all of that are coming out. People are embracing them in a lot of places, but at the same time, phasing into that understanding and pursuing that understanding and everything also takes time. And people just aren't there yet in a lot of places. I mean, they've done almost no penile transplants at all in the United States, let alone considered starting to attempt to develop ways to do that for trans people. Like, and have that be a real thing. It's not even a real option for most men who are born cisgendered men. Like, it's just medically, we are not there as a world because we're too busy being distracted by stupid crap like the drama in this country. I feel like every other country watches the drama in this country the way that people in this country watch reality shows. Like, it's miserable to be here and disagree with pretty much almost every single decision your government makes. It's like miserable. And knowing that I'm probably going to be in my 40s by the time I'm actually transitioned is pretty miserable. But I will be living as a man all the way through it, so hopefully that'll help. I mean, at least I can be grateful I'm in on this trans system, and I hopefully will be able to get my name changed, and hopefully will be able to get my gender markers changed, and, hopefully will be able to have a smooth process with the testosterone and getting my hormones leveled out and balanced. That I hopefully will have a positive experience with all of that, and possibly even be able to get the top surgery done. Like, things like that are what I'm trying to hold on to and be hopeful about, because I have no idea what's happening in the future. I have not the slightest clue where we're going to live. I don't know who's going to become president and what things are going to go away and what things are going to stay. I mean, the president flat out decided these are the main cities that disagree with me all the time, so these cities are now considered anarchist because they don't like my rules, which break all the normal rules. But I get away with it all the time. I mean, I don't know why we have rules if he gets to break literally all of them. If he wasn't him, he would be considered a criminal. He has done so many illegal things that he just doesn't get punished for. There are no consequences for. So that sucks. I mean, he's already joked about making a executive order that even if Biden's voted president, that he can't be made president. Because he's so used to just doing anything illegal he wants. It's ridiculous. So I have to avoid the news. Because if he's president, I can guarantee at some point he's going to come and try to attack trans rights again. He's already done it before. He's going to do it again. I mean, it's pretty much his MO. If he can destroy a human right, he will. Like, that's pretty much what he goes for. And he has managed to somehow convince everyone that human rights are political. Political is, oh, hey, what's our tax dollars going to? Oh, how much are we subsidizing the freaking rich corporations yet again? Like, how much money are schools getting? Are we fixing what roads? That's politics. Human rights are not political. They're just human rights. They're just the things that everyone across the board should get and don't. There's a difference. And it's just... I don't know if I can transition fast enough if he gets voted in somehow to be able to transition all the way before he destroys yet another thing. I just can't look at the news. Anyway, I have no idea if my voice is still deeper. I have no idea. But I feel physically not that great. I'm trying to convince myself to go eat something. See how it goes. I always feel worse when I'm sick, so... At least it's not like COVID or anything. At least there's that. It's definitely a stomach thing. And only a stomach thing, so that's something. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this. Apparently we're just gonna celebrate my birthday late. I mean, honestly, we're probably just gonna have a meal. And that's it. Pre-patch will probably be out. No one will be thinking about anything else. And... yeah. I'm not really expecting anything. But I mean, it's a pandemic. I don't think anyone's getting, like, an amazing birthday right now. And if they are, everyone 2 weeks later finds out that 40 people got COVID from it, so yeah, don't do that. I mean, I'll just have a typical COVID birthday where you eat a meal and say happy birthday. That's about it. But no matter what, my birthday won't be on my birthday. I mean, we're gonna be out all day, so there's no way. It'll have to be late, which means it'll have to be too late. And we can't have it before because my girlfriend can't eat anything. because her teeth will have been pulled out because she moved her appointment back because her parents would be disappointed in her if she didn't go to a job fair thing, because that's how she makes decisions. And I really hope someday she makes decisions based on what she wants and not what her parents want. I mean, she's 23, and what her parents demand is still the defining factor for her life. I genuinely think she will blossom so much once that's not true. But for now, it is what it is. But I'm not grand wall depression or whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking sadder thoughts or whatever today, but I think that's because I've been sick, not necessarily anything else. I mean, honestly, these are the same thoughts that go through my head like every day. So, I mean, anyone who's listened to this all the way through knows that I've pretty much thought or said almost everything I've ever mentioned in this video before in a different one. So, ooh ah. And I don't know when this video will get uploaded. It might be all the way till my birthday. I don't know, because Hell Week is coming, so we will see. But hopefully I will feel better by then. At least, hopefully there will be that. I'm hoping I will feel up to playing today. I did not play video games basically at all. I logged into a couple of games, felt sick, and logged back out, so I haven't even done Guild War 2 dailies, like nothing. So I'm hoping today I will feel up to it, and I will play some games, and I will maybe start feeling better and stuff. But that starts with eating something. Gotta go eat.